Hello everyone, and welcome to this brief recorded session. I'm actually using QB Replay to record this today. It gives you like 10 minutes of time, it picks up the voice and does a pretty good job with the visual, and I can send it to YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at merchant account services and setting up recurring payments and how they behave. How does the information get out to the merchant service center when you're setting up the recurring payments? And by information I mean your customer list and your items you're going to sell. And then how that payment comes in automatically and can link right away using the sync manager to an existing invoice, one you've either created or maybe you've set up a memorized transaction. Okay, so in my case I have one daily and I have a memorized transaction. If you go to the list, and here's my memorized transaction list, just to go ahead and edit it, right? Automatically enters every day. It's just an invoice, very simple, $200, right, for a customer. And then I have the sync manager, which I've installed. It actually comes installed when you install your QuickBooks now, and it's been that way for a couple of years. But if I open it, just to show you, if you guys haven't seen the sync manager before, it's linked to this file and it can run automatically. I'm going to push it manually, I usually do, but it runs automatically, and that would take the payment that you set up in the recurring payment from the merchant service center to pull from the customer's credit card and link it to the actual invoice. It just finds the last invoice created for the customer name. So that's how it talks to the merchant service center and the web and the credit card processing is using the sync manager now. Okay, and that works with QuickBooks 2011. And it should work with 2010 as well as far as the sync manager. There was an older way to do the recurring payments with matching up with memorized transactions or your invoices. However, the sync manager is really slick. So let me go to what you would do is with credit card processing active, you go to customers and then credit card processing activities, and you have a bunch of menus here, and I'll explain how you actually set up for credit card processing. Don't forget, contact your Intuit account manager. They'll get you to our application specialist in Tucson. You'll be signed up, and then you'll be activated within the file, and I'll go over that more in a different video of how you activate it. But needless to say, under the customers menu, you have this credit card processing activities menu now, and a bunch of stuff you can do, right? Including getting online payments or whatever you download from GoPayment. It's all integrated now, which is just wonderful. And then you click Set Up Recurring Payments, and it'll launch a web browser, bring you to the Intuit Merchant Service Center. Okay, and in the Service Center, just give you a quick overview. There's several things that one can do. Create transactions, take deposits, fees. You can do credit authorizations as well. And then of course you can create a recurring payment. So you come in it would bring you to here when you launch it from within QuickBooks, or you can do it when you sign in to the Merchant Service Center. And since I've already run the sync before and set up my sync manager, it has put my customers up on the list. So it'll look and it'll find Isaac Woodman, or I could have done Ray. Okay. And then brings in the information, and all this stuff is optional. That has to have an email address, or else it won't see you on the list, okay? Because the customer is going to get emailed when you hit their card. Now notice this section, the payment detail. You can auto-generate an invoice for the recurring payment, or you can create created an invoice for the recurring payment to link up to. Okay, so it's really up to you. Obviously, the faster way would be to auto-generate the invoice, and then it's going to have you add lines to the invoice first, and again it pulls it in from QuickBooks. It'll look for the item, more stuff, and it's going to populate the amount for me for $200. You can add another item if you want. Okay, I'm going to add this to the recurring payment. This is going to create an invoice for me and have the payment go against that and dump it into undeposited funds. Okay, so very automatic. You can name the recurring payment if you like. All right, so this is Ray's second occurrence. Or type. It's like the type of payment, right? So membership dues, whatever. That was a poor name, but you get the idea. And I'm going to have it actually start on the 14th. You can't do it in the past. It has to start from today or in the future, and I can do it daily or weekly. And you can choose a date that you want it to recur till, and I'll do it, through the 31st, let's say. And if there's a sales tax amount, you have sales tax turned on in QuickBooks, go ahead and enter that, and you choose the card type, and then put in her number. By the way, this will not work for you. That is a fake number. All right, 2013, and then zip code. I'll usually do Now notice here I can actually put someone else's name. It doesn't have to be the actual name on there of the customer, which is nice. And the optional is the billing address, etc. And then if you want notifications, so I will be getting an email, and so will my customer. And you click Next. And there's the, just to review the recurring payment information set up, and you go ahead and click Submit. And then tomorrow morning I'll be getting an email, and so will Ray, or Isaac, excuse me, customer. And there are my 3 recurring payments out at the Merchant Service Center. And then if I go to the Customer Center, and essentially this is what happened to me this morning. Again, the sync manager was set up. I got an email that I received the payment. I had an open invoice. Okay? And it was not paid yet. I went ahead and ran the sync manager. Right-click, Sync Now, but you can set it up to automatically happen, so you wouldn't have to even think about it. You'll just see a pay date stamp on your invoice. And if I check the history, notice it's a web payment. WEB and the number, and that was the actual payment that came in, and it's a recurring one. ACCB, recurring payment, comes in the memo field. And if you look at undeposited funds, I have my payments by e-check, but also for today I have some web payments, Visa, and the name of the customer. Okay, so that's pretty much how recurring payments works. Very simple and easy to set up, and it's automatic, so you don't really have to think about it. Just go ahead and get paid from your customers quickly. So please contact your account manager to get this going. It's a pretty simple setup process, and I hope that was helpful, and you guys have a wonderful day.